The Nets will be without their point guard a bit longer. I'm Jim Basquill with the latest ESPN headlines. Deron Williams will miss the game against the Nuggets and possibly the tip against the crosstown rival New York Knicks alongside Tim Legler. And Tim, you've talked about this already, how important Deron Williams is to this whole thing for Brooklyn with their eyes on the playoffs. They've gotten off to a slow start, but he is a vital player for them. Knowing that he tried to come back already, hurt the ankle again in the first game back, is it incumbent upon the team to wait now till he's totally healthy, regardless of the wins and losses right now, before getting him back?
I think so, because one of the things that they're looking at, there's a lot of teams in the East, it's particularly Atlantic Division, despite their rough start, even the Knicks at 3-13, they're 3 games out of leading their division right now. So Brooklyn's in the same boat. There's no need to panic and rush. Certainly in the New York market, it's easier said than done because of what you're getting every day from the media, the pressure you're feeling from that market. I get that. But at the same time, Deron Williams, to me, is the key to whether you are really going to be a factor in the Eastern Conference and be able to really even challenge teams like Miami, Indiana, and potentially even Chicago down the road, or are you going to be a team that continues to every night try to search for your identity with an aging roster? Deron Williams is the key to the entire thing for me. You've got to put the ball in his hands and let him play. He will set the table when he's in an aggressive mindset. But right now, he's had so many issues the last 2 years with those lower body injuries. They need to make sure he's 100% healthy so that when he comes back, he can stay back and they can find some sort of continuity.
When you watch this team, and of late, Joe Johnson's really been the kind of core guy that they've revolved the offense around. They just got Brook Lopez back. And those 3 guys, Lopez, Johnson, and Williams, were really the hub of that team a year ago. When you look at when Williams ultimately does return, do you say, hey, I know they got the Celtics players, but these are the 3 guys that need to be the core guys pushing them forward?
That's just the way it has to be. And one of the things they're struggling with right now is this is the first time in Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett's careers they really are asked to be role players on this team. I think KG's accepting it a little bit better.
Tougher for Pierce,
when you look at his field goal attempt numbers, you can't believe Kevin Garnett's taking 6-7 shots a game, averaging 5 points a game. That's probably a little bit easier for him because he has such an identity as a defensive game changer. He's comfortable with that. He just wants to somehow win another title. For Paul Pierce, he's always been the focal point of every team he's played on offensively. To now ask him to play off the ball while Joe Johnson gets 15, 20 ISOs a game. The ball goes inside 15, 20 times with Brook Lopez. And then Deron Williams comes back and he's going to get a ton of opportunities to run pick and roll and create offense. And Paul Pierce is just kind of standing around floating. He looks lost to me offensively. His efficiency is the worst of his career. His scoring average is the worst of his career. It's clear he's not comfortable in this role. And I don't know exactly how that's going to straighten itself out.
Well, he's out for about a month now.
He's out. They have to find a way when this team is all together at some point, the second half of the year, if they want to really make a run, you've got to figure out a way to get Paul Pierce more included in the offense without relinquishing what you need Deron Williams to do. So it's a fine line. They've loaded up on talent in terms of resumes. Now you've got to figure out a way to blend that all, and that's really tough for a guy that's never coached in this league, and Jason Kidd. It's a hard thing to do on the run.
You touched on this. As it is right now, the Nets and Knicks are at the bottom of the Atlantic Division. When it's all said and done, do you see those 2 teams at the top when we're finished?
I think there's a good chance because I think Toronto will probably be in the mix because I think none of these teams are going to be above 500 when it's all said and done because of the holes that they have dug for themselves. Toronto might be in the mix in that area, 35, 38 wins. I think Philly is going to continue to slide. I think they're playing more now, really, of what they are from a talent standpoint than the way that they started things. So I think both of these teams have a chance ultimately at the end.
Boston's going to get Rondo back.
Celtics get Rondo back, but again, that's a team that's really devoid of talent, and they've got a young head coach. Although Brad Stevens, I think, has done a great job with this group. There's not a lot of talent there. And Rajon Rondo, as great as he is, he's a guy that's not going to carry you on given nights offensively. You still need guys to make shots for that team, put the ball in the basket, and that's really where they struggle a lot of nights. So he'll make a difference, obviously. He's a great all-around player, but I'm not even sure Rajon Rondo is going to be in Boston, be on the trading deadline. That's something they're going to be looking at. So there's still plenty of time for the Knicks and Nets to make a push, and I think there's a good chance that one of those 2 teams will end up winning the division.
For now, the Nets will go on without their point guard, Deron Williams, who remains sidelined with the ankle injury. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com. For Tim Legler, I'm Jim Basquill.